Hey, welcome to the Arizona Living Group channel. I am Kelley Norton, the AZ Realty lady.
And I am Tammy Nixon, one of the relocation specialists here at the Arizona Living Group.
Today we have a fun video for you. We have a lot of clients that have interest in kind of a country club type community, and some of the best are the Trilogy communities. So we have 4 of them kind of right here in the Valley area. We're actually going to compare 2 of them for you, just in free conversation, nothing scripted. Tammy and I are going to kind of help you get a feel for 2 of them.
And those 2 are Trilogy At Vistancia and Encanterra is another Trilogy community, and they're both Shea Homes are the builders.
Yep, both built by Shea Homes, 2 different areas of the valley. One we're talking about the West Valley, one we are talking about the East Valley. So stay tuned for today's video. We are going to break this down for you and help you get a feel for what it's like to live in both of these Trilogy communities. Trilogy at Encanterra in Queen Creek, Arizona, and Trilogy at Vistancia in Peoria, Arizona. Stay tuned, we'll be right back. Hi, I'm Kelley Norton, your AZ Realty lady at EXP Realty. Count on me for all things Arizona real estate. Let's dive right into this video here, this comparison video. Yes. We love Trilogy. These communities are so beautiful. And
they have so much to offer.
Yeah, they do. Yes. Certainly the more all-inclusive feel. I feel like people who want that community feel of having so many amenities right in the community,
yes,
these are those style communities. So Tammy will get it started here with talking about what type of home you can purchase in either of these 2 communities.
Yes, so there's lots of different models and options. They have smaller, they have bigger, they have 2-bedroom, they have 3-bedroom, they have golf cart garages, 2-car garages. There's just a lot of options at either Encanterra or Trilogy at Vistancia.
Yep, that's right. So anywhere from, say, 1,200 square feet all the way up to that 3,000 square foot mark and in that range. And another cool thing to talk about is villas, townhomes, and condo style living.
Yes.
So let's talk a little bit about that as well. And one thing that I want to make sure we point out, Trilogy at Vistancia, 55 plus.
Yes.
Active adult only. Encanterra, not the case. Encanterra is an active living community, all ages. However, there's no bus routes inside the community. There's not a lot of playgrounds. You have the one main kind of playground by the
main pool, the main pool right there, and the main restaurants.
Yes. It's definitely geared towards more of an active adult lifestyle, but there is no age restriction in the community. There are some 2-story homes. There's a lot more single-story homes. So again, there are opportunities within Encanterra for 55 plus neighborhood clusters. So if you've seen any of our videos on Sterling Grove, another luxury country club style gated community, Sterling Grove has those little neighborhood clusters.
Yes.
So does Encanterra.
And Sterling Grove also has the villas and those kind of like turnkey homes for your snowbirds.
Exactly. So very similar. I think that those 2 actually compare pretty well. Maybe we'll do another video on Sterling Grove versus Encanterra as well. And Sterling Grove is not a Trilogy community. It's a Toll Brothers community. But I do feel like the quality of build that they have in these 2 communities, even though they're different builders, very similar.
Yeah,
yes.
I would agree.
Yep. So we'll do that. We'll put that down for the future to do a comparison video of Sterling Grove versus Encanterra, because those are country club, living. And maybe we throw in a little bit of Blackstone at Vistancia in there. That's another country club, golf course.
All ages.
Yep. All age communities. So we'll bring that for you. So look for that down the pipe here in the future.
Started with the video. If you guys like the information that we're giving you today, subscribe to the channel and tap the bell, and you'll get notified when we send new videos out.
Yep, absolutely. And if you're new to the channel, again, I'm Kelley Norton. This is Tammy Nixon. Tammy is one of my lead relocation specialists here on the Arizona Living Group team. And I'm a Valley native. So is Tammy. Yes. So if you are looking for agents that really know this valley and have seen it grow, we know the differences in what the homes are in the different areas, the communities, and you're not even sure maybe what part of town to live in, we are definitely the ones to call. We can certainly help you with that. Also, not to mention, we have almost 40 years of experience on the team, 23 years myself alone. So let's get back to it though. So Encanterra versus Trilogy at Vistancia, you do have the 55 plus little cluster neighborhoods in Encanterra. And then in Trilogy at Vistancia, it is 55 plus active adults.
Only.
Yep. Now, one thing I want to mention to you that a lot of people do get slightly confused about is they'll say, well, is it 45 plus or is it 55 plus? And you'll see maybe some videos from other agents where they say, oh no, it's just all 55 plus. It's an 80-20 rule. So 80% of the residents have to be 55 plus. So you can be 45 plus and own your own residence and live in the residence there. Now, you also could be 55 plus and have a family member living with you that is over 18. So we just want to make sure that we clarify that for you. And if you have any more questions on that topic, feel free to reach out. Also, you can go ahead and shoot a little comment here, or you can call, text, or hit contact us on the website. Happy to help with that.
Yes. Okay. So both at Encanterra and at Trilogy Vistancia, they both have 2 points of entry to get into their communities. Both of them have each, the main gates are guard gated, and then the other points of entry are key fob that you would get after you move in. Both of those are entry. The only difference is at Trilogy at Vistancia, in order to get to the other community, you have to go out the main gate of the main community to go into the other one.
Exactly. So just to help you understand that, if you've never been out to Trilogy at Vistancia, most people there, they call it the Kiva side and the Mita side. So 2 clubhouses, which by the way, Encanterra also has 2 clubhouses. At Encanterra, when you go through your main gate, you can get to both clubhouses. You don't have to go back out the gate and enter in a different way. At Trilogy Vistancia, if you go in the main gate at Kiva, which is the larger side of the community, the side that was built earlier, then if you want to go and use the facilities at the Mita side, which unfortunately, guys, you can walk to it, but you can't take your golf cart. And they're working on this because this is something that a lot of the residents really have a challenge with. They want to be able to take their golf cart and go right over, visit their friends in the Mita side, or go over and enjoy the activities over at the Mita clubhouse. Now you have to exit the Kiva gate and then go in the gate over on the Mita side. So that's what Tammy is talking about, how you have to get out and then go back in to get to that second clubhouse. And Encanterra, you do not have to do that. Everything is inside the one big gated area. I think that they're trying to come up with a way. When it was built, it could have easily been done, but now it's a little bit more difficult. But they do have walkways. So it's something that they are trying to work on there at Trilogy. So hopefully that'll be something that
in the future
happens in the future. Yes. Now, one thing I want to mention really quick is that if you watched any of our other videos, or maybe you've heard about another Trilogy in Vistancia, and it's called Ridgecrest. This will not have access to the amenities that you have at the Mita or the Kiva Clubhouse. It will have its own set of amenities. We'll be coming up with an update for you here in the next week or two on our channel on Ridgecrest, because we are having a meeting with the builder again to get more updates. So nothing is available to purchase yet, no lots to reserve yet. It will be gated. We have heard that it's going to have its own amenities, details of that to follow.
It's more of like a boutique community. So it's going to be a smaller, more quaint community. It's not going to be near as big as the other one.
Correct. No golf course on it as well.
Yes.
So yeah, one thing to definitely be certain of. So let's talk a little bit about purchasing. Now, if you want to purchase in either of these communities, you can't buy new builds in the Kiva or Mita side of Trilogy at Vistancia. That is already sold out. They stopped building those about 2 to 3 years ago. But in Encanterra,
they have about, I'm thinking like 80 lots. The last time I checked, 80 lots were available to purchase. They're like, be right about 2,400 homes when they're all done. So about 80 lots left to purchase there in Encanterra.
Yes, and here's one thing really to make note of. You still have the option of getting a brand new townhome or villa there too.
Yes.
And in Trilogy at Vistancia in North Peoria, there isn't any villas. There aren't anything, like condo style living. And the building for those townhome condos that they're doing, they do have multiple levels. So there are stairs, and it's 55 plus, I believe, is what she had said.
Encanterra,
Yeah, 55 plus at Encanterra. And if you're not really familiar with these two parts of the valley, we'll go ahead and put a map up here so that you guys can see this. So you have really the big divider of the valley here. It used to be the I-17. Now it's kind of that Loop 101. And so if you picture going east of the Loop 101, that's the East Valley. And you can tell that Queen Creek is kind of far out into the southeast portion.
Yeah.
And then North Peoria is kind of the opposite end of the valley. And so the North Peoria area, a little bit more mountainy area around you. You have the lake nearby, where Encanterra is a little more congested in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
You do have a railroad not too far away, so you could have some train noise.
Yeah.
In Trilogy at Vistancia, you're going to have the Luke Air Force jet noise, but there's no train right there. Grand Avenue is really far away, so you're not going to hear that. So just some differences.
Yeah.
Now, Queen Creek, one thing to make note of is you still do get some dairy odors out there. So that's one thing to be aware of, is that when the weather is cooler, sometimes that'll kind of settle down, and you could potentially still get those dairy odors, because they still do have big dairy farms out there.
Yeah.
Now, out in Trilogy at Vistancia, you'll see an occasional cow walking around, just because they have the rights still out there. So when you're driving around, or you're out near the lake, you could have the little donkeys and
coyotes,
some cattle. I mean, so all the little things that are different from one area to the next. But East Valley, West Valley, very different.
Yes.
But we do serve both areas of the valley. So no matter what portion you're thinking about moving to, of course, you can definitely reach out to us, and
we can help you.
Yep, we certainly can.
So both Encanterra and Trilogy Vistancia both have a lot of similarities in their amenities. Both of them have restaurants on site. Both of them have pools, lap pools, indoor pools,
coffee bars. Both of them have that, and it's cool.
Fitness gyms, and also like move studios in there. They have active clubs throughout that you can be a part of, or you can start your own club. There's just a lot of similarities to both of them.
Absolutely. One thing to make note of is really quick, and if you know me at all, if something pops in my head, I'm sharing it. So again, we don't script our videos. We try and just have conversations with you, because that's how I want to learn and get to know someone too. So one thing to know is that we're talking about a public golf course versus a private golf course.
Yes.
So at Encanterra, that is just for Encanterra residents. That is not a public golf course, okay? So your fees are a little different at closing. Going off the top of my head, I think you're $60,000 buy-in. However, if you were to sell your home after a certain amount of time, there is 100% buyback on that. Then you also have a social membership that covers all of the HOA and everything there. And I believe that one has an 80% buyback. We'll put the amount on screen. I think it's $8,000 if I'm remembering right, at Encanterra. But those buybacks are great, because it kind of is one of those where, hey, you know what? While you're living here, the money is there, but then when you move out, you get all or most of that back. Yeah, so that's really special. The other thing too is Trilogy at Vistancia, that's a public golf course. So it is not a private golf course. So that's just one of those differences to mention. Now, since I hijacked what you were talking about, we'll go right back to the amenities and start talking about some of those differences. And I'll start it off with, they both have, well, I say differences, but one thing I want to mention they both have is indoor pools.
Yes.
So I think the Trilogy at Vistancia, I think that one has a ramp entry. Encanterra doesn't have a ramp walk-in to the indoor pool. So that's something to make note of.
And they both have lap pools.
Yep.
Heated pools, resort style pools. Encanterra has a swim up bar, which is a difference because
Awesome.
Trilogy at Vistancia does not have the swim up bar at their pool outside.
Right. The swim up bar is great. And also they have a bartender and they have a server out there. So when you're looking at the bar, it doesn't look like it's necessarily swim up, but if you swim up and you sit right there, the bartender will come right over there and kneel down and ask you what you would like. And they have like a little abbreviated menu at that little bar, but then they can also grab you anything from the full menu from the restaurant that's in the main building there at La Casa, which is your main clubhouse there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the main one that has the majority of the amenities in it. It's on the golf course right there. You can see the golf course. That's the one that has the playground for the kids, if you have your kids there, grandkids there.
Exactly. And then Algarve is the other clubhouse area. It's the newer one. So the La Casa was what was put in when they originally started this community in 2007, 2008. And then Algarve is a newer clubhouse that's just a little further back.
A little smaller.
A little bit smaller. Yeah.
Restaurant in there, the bar, and it's kind of got rooms that you can do your activities in, move studio. It's got pickleball
Poker
right
room,
there.
clubs,
It has
yeah.
pickleball and it has bocce
you know
ball
what they
in there.
have?
Bocce ball.
I'm so excited. Okay, so in the men's locker room, they have like a poker table or something in the men's locker room there.
Yeah.
Isn't that cool? And in their little store, you can actually buy makeup, there's clothes, and every time that I've been in, there's always people in there like shopping and looking. They get new clothes and new makeup.
Like a little boutique.
Yeah, like a little boutique store, like right in your own community. And in Encanterra, one of the cool things is they're in the process of remodeling it. Like they'll take sections and update it and remodel it. So right now, I think the women's locker room is kind of underway for a bit of a remodel. I think the Mahjong room is next up too to get a bit of a remodel. But
Trying to keep it fresh and new all the time.
yes, so at least you know that that money that they're holding for you is going to good use, right?
Yes.
So yeah. So let's talk a little bit then about Trilogy at Vistancia. So now both of these communities, they have the coffee bars. I personally think that the coffee bar at Encanterra is a little more beefed up. They have Cartel Coffee there. It used to be Starbucks coffee. And over at it's at the Mita Club is where they have the little coffee bar. So you just kind of go in and you get a coffee. I think they even serve wine in there. It's right next to the Move Studio. But then over in the Kiva Club, they have a little bit more of a cafe sit down. That's where they'll host happy hour, full bar there. And it's not a full restaurant right there. It's more of a cafe style. And when we've been out showing homes, we'll eat there a lot. The outdoor area is beautiful. They'll open that up in the fall.
Resort style. It really is pretty.
Yes, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Then you have your full restaurant, which is over by the golf course, just outside the guard gate. So it's open to the public.
Yes.
And that's V's Tap Room.
Yes.
So, those are kind of your restaurant, your amenities for food and drink there at Trilogy at Vistancia. Now, over at Encanterra, you have that coffee bar where they serve Cartel Coffee. By the way, at happy hour, I mean, they know how to happy hour at these places. It's awesome. So they have this wine dispenser, and on happy hour, it's half off. So you just put your glass up there, you pick what you want, and it'll serve your wine for you. So pretty cool.
Pretty fancy.
Yes, it is pretty fancy. I need one for home.
Yeah.
That's what I'm always thinking that.
one
Like,
right here.
oh my gosh, that'd be so cool. Yes. We should do a little happy hour with Tammy and Kelley on video or do a live on our channel here. So both of these communities have great happy hours. They have a lot of clubs, a lot of things for you to do. I feel like Encanterra has a little bit more
to offer.
I do. Couple things to mention before we wrap this up for you, because we could probably talk for 2 hours about these two communities because they really are stunning.
Yeah.
One thing, you drive into either of these, if you want green, if you want landscape, and you want your socks blown off driving
really
in,
pretty.
Beautiful. Two of probably the better wow factor entrances and throughout the whole community,
Yeah.
really, these two communities. So that's one thing. Another thing over at Encanterra to mention is they have so many private dining areas
Yes.
that the restaurant will serve. And they've remodeled these spaces. They have a giant living room area where you can actually bring whoever you want. You don't have to pay extra for these rooms. There's a fireplace in the rooms, gorgeous chandeliers in these rooms, and the servers will come and serve you there.
Yeah, most of the time when people are sitting there reading the newspaper or reading their books, just kind of enjoying being
all of
out
the
and about in the
spaces.
community. Yeah.
Yeah, they've added a ton of outdoor seating area. They have, they actually end up doing wine tasting in some of their rooms there. And Trilogy at Vistancia does a lot of these things as well. You have a lot of community events in both of these communities.
You can be as active as you want
Yep.
or as non-active as you want in these communities.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So one more thing for fellow wine drinkers is that you do actually have a resident wine cellar, wine lockers in Encanterra. That's something that you do not have over at Trilogy at Vistancia. Now, I haven't heard of them putting anything like that in, but you never
knows?
know. Yep, you never know.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you so much for watching the video today. Hopefully you got a little bit of a feel of these two communities and a quick little comparison. Well, I guess it wasn't really that quick, but at least we're giving you good info.
Yes.
So we would love to meet you if you're planning on retiring or just moving, relocating. Maybe you have a home that you need to sell. Whether your home is needing to be sold here in the Valley, of course, can help you with that. But if you have a home that you need to sell in another area, we're actually in mastermind groups with top agents throughout the country and even Mexico and Canada. So we'd be happy to refer you to someone that we work with and that's going to take great care of you to get that home sold. So reach out to us, contact us on the website, call or text, whatever works for you definitely works for us.
Yeah, we'd love to help.
Thank you guys so much. Until we see you again. Bye-bye.
Bye.
And don't forget, subscribe to the channel and click the bell. Next time, guys. Bye-bye.